أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today we will discuss mechanical properties of nanoparticles or nanomaterials, of course inorganic material chemistry, and the course code is CAM 3115. The key concepts of our today lectures are size-dependent properties of nanoparticles, interaction forces, and basic theories, which includes van der Waal forces, electrostatic force, and electrical double layer force, capillary force, solvation, structural and hydration forces, hardness and elastic modules of nanoparticles, movement of nanoparticles, nanoparticles in coatings, size-dependent properties of nanoparticles. Nanoparticles are microscopic objects with at least one dimension less than 100 nanometers, have attracted intensive scientific attention. Distinctive size-dependent properties of nanoparticles often exist, which are mainly due to their relatively large surface area. Moreover, when the size of a particle approaches nanoscale with the characteristic length scale close to or smaller than the de Broglie wavelength of the charge carrier, mean electron and holes are the wavelength of light. The periodic boundary conditions of the crystalline particle are destroyed, or the atomic density on the amorphous particle surface is changed. Due to these, a lot of the physical properties of nanoparticles are quite different from bulk materials, yielding a wide variety of new applications. Nanoparticles show different mechanical properties relative to microparticles and bulk materials, providing more effective options for the surface modification of many devices in the mechanical strength or to improve the quality of nanomanufacturing, nanofabrication, etc. Interaction forces and basic theories relevant to the mechanical properties of nanoparticles. As we go down in size, there are a number of interesting problems that arise. The first problem is the diverse interaction forces between the nanoparticles themselves or between them and the surface. Now, what are van der Waal forces? Van der Waal forces are the weak interaction between all molecules and particles which play important roles in the particle's mechanical properties. This kind of force includes three parts. One is the orientation force, which is Keystone force, resulting from the interaction between the permanent dipole moment of polar molecules. The second is the induction force, also known as Debye force, which comes from the interaction between the permanent dipole moment of the polar molecule and the induced dipole moment. The third is the dispersion force, mean London force, which exists in a wide variety of polar and non-polar molecules coming from the induced instantaneous dipole polarization. Van der Waals energies are usually from several to dozens of thousands of joules per mole, one or two orders of magnitude smaller than the chemical bond energy. The van der Waals forces are long-range forces and can be effective in a large range of distances, varying from long distances greater than 10 nanometer down to atomic scale distance, mean about zero point 0.2 nanometer. The van der Waals force is always attractive between identical materials, but it may be repulsive between dissimilar materials in a third medium, usually liquid. Now, electrostatic force and electrical double layer force. For particles suspended in water or any liquid with a high dielectric constant, they are usually charged and can be prevented from coalescing due to the repulsive electrostatic force. The charging of a surface in a liquid has three main sources. First one, the ionization or dissociation of the surface groups. Then the adsorption or binding of ions from the solution onto a previously uncharged surface. And third one is when two dissimilar surfaces are very close, charges can hop across from one surface to the other. The surface charges are balanced by an oppositely charged ion layer in the solution at some distance away from the surface, forming the electrical double layer. A double layer is formed to neutralize the charged surface, which in turn causes an electrokinetic potential between the surface and any point in the mass of the suspending liquid. This voltage difference is of the order of millivolts and is referred to as the surface potential. The magnitude of the surface potential is influenced by the surface charge and the thickness of the double layer. Now, what is capillary force? The capillary force is mainly due to the formation of liquid menisci, also termed the meniscus force. Capillary force can be classified into two types: normal capillary force and the lateral capillary force. Capillary forces should be considered in the studies on powders, soils, and granular materials The adhesion between particles are particles to surfaces, and the friction in micro or nano electrochemical systems. The normal capillary force is owing to two actions. One is the pressure difference across the curved interface, and the other is the action of the surface tension force exerted around the annulus of the meniscus. The origin of the lateral capillary forces is the overlap of the perturbations in the shape of a liquid surface due to the presence of attached particles. The larger the interfacial deformation created by the particles, the stronger the capillary interaction between them. The lateral capillary forces are effective in controlling small colloidal particles and proteins macromolecules confined in liquid films to form fine microstructures. Other forces, which include solvation, structural, and hydration forces, apart from van der Waal forces and electrical double layer forces, some other forces like solvation, structural, or hydration forces come into play when two surfaces or particles approach very close, means separation less than a few nanometers in the liquid. These forces can be monotonically repulsive, monotonically attractive, or oscillatory, and they can be much stronger than either the van der Waal forces or electrical double layer forces at small separations. Solvation, structural, or hydration forces in water arise between two particles or surfaces if the solvent or water molecules become ordered by the surfaces. When the ordering occurs, an exponentially decaying oscillatory force with the periodicity equal to the size of the confined liquid molecules, micelles or nanoparticles appears. Solvation forces depend not only on the properties of the liquid medium, but also on the surface physicochemical properties such as hydrophilicity, roughness, crystalline state, homogeneity, rigidity, and surface microtexture. These factors affect the structure of the confined liquids between two surfaces, which in turn affects the solvation force. The hydration force is a strong short-range repulsive force between the polar surfaces separated by a thin polar liquid layer. Thickness should be less than 3 nanometer. The force magnitude decays exponentially with the liquid layer thickness. The physical mechanism underlying the hydration force are still in discussion. A well-known interpretation of hydration force is that the solvent molecules are bound strongly and are restructured by polar surfaces. An ordered solvent layer was formed at the surface solution interface, which exponentially decays away from the surface. The overlap of the ordered solvent layers near the two mutually approaching surfaces creates a force. The hydration force could determine the behaviors of many diverse systems. For example, the colloidal dispersion stability, the swelling of clays, and the interaction of biological membranes. Hardness and elastic modules of nanoparticles. Understanding some basic mechanical properties of nanoparticles, such as the hardness and the elastic modules, will aid a lot in the proper design of particles in specific applications, as well as evaluating their roles and action mechanisms. The elastic modules of a variety of nanoparticles have been measured by compressing or bending, as summarized in following table. The hardness of some nanoparticles is also given in this table. As shown, the nanoparticles' hardness and elastic modules often deviate from their bulk materials, and some show obvious size-dependent behaviors. Typical related results and the underlying mechanisms can be divided as the following three categories. First one, in the case of spherical polymer nanoparticles, there are yet no uniform size-dependent behaviors of the mechanical properties. This is the table which show the summary of the hardness and elastic modules of different particles with the size of several hundreds of nanometers or smaller. Here are the organic nanospheres, particle material. After that, metal nanoparticles. Here is the diameter or size. Then elastic module in bulk value, independent depth. And after that, silicon nanoparticles, nanowire, nanotube. For instance, the compressive moduli of the polystyrene nanoparticles, diameter 200 nanometer, were found to be slightly less than those of the corresponding bulk materials due to the presence of hydrated ionic functional groups. The elastic modules of polypropylene nanoparticles was higher than that of the bulk material. It was thought that the glass transition temperature, the crystalline phase and crystallinity, etc., could affect the deformation of the polymer chain inside and thereby result in the change of the particle elastic modules. And now category 2. For crystalline metal nanoparticles, dislocation inside the particles have been demonstrated as one of the factors contributing to the change in the mechanical behavior of nanoparticles. which is in contrast to the traditional view that no dislocation is present in crystalline nanoparticles. The experimental work indicated that the hardness and elastic modules of 6-fold symmetry gold nanoparticles were higher than the bulk phase due to the formation of stacking fault and dislocation in specific crystallographic directions. Under compression with a flat diamond punch, the compressive stress of the particle increased with the decrease of the particle size. Since the nucleated dislocation resulted in the stress gradient along the slip planes. For silicon nanoparticles, it was observed that their hardness, their particle diameter is 40 nanometer, was 4 times greater than the value of bulk silicon. They proposed that the dislocation or line defect inside the particle are the main factor resisting high pressures. Furthermore, atomistic simulation confirmed that the superhard silicon nanoparticles resulted from the nucleation and movement of dislocations. Apart from dislocation or defect, the changes of the lattice strain and the bond energies of nanoparticles due to the compressive stress were proposed as another cause for them strengthening and weakening of the mechanical properties of nanoparticles. Now category 3, for nanowires or nanotubes, it has been typically found that the elastic moduli of silver and lead nanowires decrease with the increasing radial diameter. The increase in the modules was attributed to the effects of the surface stress, the oxidation layer, and the surface roughness or the surface tension effect. MD simulations showed the bulk modules of nickel NiTr nanowires increased, but the surface energy decreased with the increasing wire perimeter size. However, only the fracture properties rather than the elastic behavior of zinc oxide nanowires were affected by the surface effects due to the presence of surface cracks and defects. Worth mentioning is the fact that measuring the mechanical properties of individual nanoparticles is very complex. Many influencing factors could affect the finally measured results. These factors include the uniform dispersion of nanoparticles on an ideally hard substrate, the precise locating of particles, and the proper application of load onto the particles, as well as the measurement of the minimum particle deformation, etc. In addition, many uncertainties during measuring and calculating the mechanical properties of nanoparticles should be considered, like the instrument calibration and the calculation models. Movement of nanoparticles. Various forces such as gravitational forces, surface forces, viscous flow forces, and the Forces due to Brownian motion result in the movement of nanoparticles in the media in different ways. However, the experiments for the direct observation of nanoparticles movement are limited primarily due to the small particle size, preventing the application of the most commonly used imaging techniques. Fortunately, the rapid movement of measurement technology provides opportunities for tracking individual nanoparticles or even single molecules. Up to now, several methods have been used for making high-resolution measurement of the motion of single nanoparticles. Among these methods, two groups can be classified. One is to passively track the particle motion without applying significant external stimuli, and the other is to measure the particle's motion under external mechanical forces. The movement of nanoparticles is very complicated due to the influence of many factors like complex forces, medium, and environment. Nanoparticles in coatings: incorporating different kinds of nanoparticles within a metal or polymer matrix to produce nanocomposite can deliver improved properties such as enhanced mechanical properties, self-lubrication, wear resistance, and energy-absorbing capabilities. There are two main categories of nanoparticles or nanocomposites, which are summarized as follows. Type 1: due to some of the inherent properties of the matrix, for instance the high strength and modules, wear resistance, and high thermal and electrical conductivity, metal or metal alloy matrix composite coating show distinct advantages over polymeric composites. In these coatings, ceramic, the aluminum oxide, titanium oxide, silicon carbide, and carbon-based like graphite and carbon nanotubes, nanoparticles are usually added. There are three reasons why ceramic particles are used as reinforcement to enhance the hardness and the wear resistance of composites. First, the high hardness and strength of particles. Number two, migration and dislocation motion of grain boundaries can be prevented by the particles in the matrix. Number three, heterogeneous nucleation effect of particles in metal or metal alloys. The addition of graphite nanoparticles or carbon nanotubes in a metal matrix could, on the one hand, reduce the porosity of a pure metal coating, then the coating would be much denser and compact with fewer cracks. On the other hand, the crystalline size in the coating could be refined due to presence of nanoparticles. In addition, the structural and chemical stability of carbon nanotubes, which have a higher stiffness and strength compared with a metal matrix, are another important factor contributing to the strengthening effect. Type 2: modification of the physical properties of a polymer matrix can be achieved by adding inorganic or organic nanoparticles, causing some new characteristic of polymers to be obtained. For example, polymer composite coating containing some inorganic nanoparticles can provide resistance to the initiation and propagation of crack, fill cavities and initiate crack bridging, deflection and bowing. Basically, the mechanical properties of polymer-based nanocomposites can be affected by many factors, among which the interface between the nanoparticle and the polymer matrix plays a dominant role due to the large specific surface area of the particle. Hence, a good design of a nanocomposite by taking the complex interplay between matrix, interface, and nanoparticles into the consideration could tailor the composite material system with desirable physical properties. Several underlying mechanisms responsible for the interface reinforcement are: the interaction between nanoparticles and the polymer matrix could result in the formation of special microstructures, for instance, a finer scale lamellar structure. Correspondingly, the improved mechanical properties could prevent rapid crack propagation in the coating. Nanoparticles could enhance their interaction with the matrix through chemical bond, for example, increase the cross-linking densities in the coatings or increase the physical interaction between macromolecular chains of the matrix. In this manner, effective pathway could be provided for nanoparticles to complement the poor mechanical and tribiological performances of some polymer matrices. For example, their poor resistance uh, to surface abrasion and wear. Uniform dispersion of the nanoparticles in the matrix is very crucial in obtaining improved mechanical properties like strength and ductility of nanocomposite coatings, since the maximum filling content of nanoparticles with a large surface area is limited. When the content of nanoparticles in the nanocomposite coating exceeds a critical value, particle agglomeration would happen, resulting in deterioration of the mechanical properties. For instance, aggravated microcracks on the coating surface, decrease in Young modulus, and increase in the wear rate. In order to achieve good particle dispersion, appropriate preparation and processing methods are needed. Here is the end of our today lectures. Now, dear student, if you have any question about our today lectures, you can send me your question at my email id maslamchemist@hotmail.com. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz.